Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Atlas Unplugged Conversations with AI. Today, we're going to dive into the topic of how millionaires and multimillionaires are made in recessions. I'm not saying we're in a recession, but I also think if we are not, we are very close. I think there are ways out of that, and I have my own ideas on recessions and how multimillionaires are made during recessions, but I want to talk with AI and see what it thinks. So, Atlas, we gave you a new voice, so take it away.
Awesome. Let's dive right in. Recessions can be a fascinating time for wealth creation because they often shake up the status quo. During downturns, assets like stocks, real estate, and even businesses can become undervalued, opening up opportunities for those with the right knowledge and strategy. Historically, some of the biggest fortunes have been built by those who spotted these opportunities early and had the courage to invest when others were fearful. So let's explore how savvy investors and entrepreneurs leverage these moments to build wealth and what strategies we can learn from them. Here we go.
Okay, so I understand what you're saying when it comes to, sorry, I'm trying to change the audio levels here. I understand what you're saying when it comes to savvy investors and finding businesses that are undervalued due to many different reasons. But I actually want to focus more on the normal, regular, everyday working people like myself and like our listeners. You know, most of us don't have millions of dollars sitting around in cash ready to jump into these businesses. So my theory is that during a recession, we as an individual have to learn to get our personal finances in order. We've got to get rid of credit card debt. We've got to pay down our car loans or pay our car loans off. We have to make good financial decisions. Obviously, we probably need to live somewhere, so we need rent, we need a house payment. But then we also need to figure out how to add value to others during a recession so that they're willing to let go of their money. Obviously, in a recession, people don't have as much disposable income as they would normally have. Therefore, it's going to be a lot harder for them to let go of that money. So we need to figure out a way that we can add value to their life, make their life easier, better, more efficient, so that they're letting that money go. That money comes into our life. Now we've figured out our personal finances, and that's how the normal person can use a recession to become wealthy.
I love that angle. You're absolutely right. For everyday people, the key during a recession is all about getting those personal finances in order and then adding value in a way that meets people's needs. Paying down debt and reducing liabilities is huge. It gives you more financial flexibility and less stress, which is super important when times are tough. And then, by finding ways to provide genuine value, whether that's through a side hustle, a service, or an innovative product, you can create income streams that might not have existed before. It's all about being strategic, seizing opportunities, and staying disciplined with your financial habits. Such a cool and empowering way to look at it.
So let's actually talk about it then to listeners, everyday people like ourselves. What are some things that they can do? Let's begin by talking personal finances. So in your opinion, your artificial intelligence opinion that can tap into all knowledge of the universe that's written down on paper, what can people do immediately to help their own personal finances starting today?
Diving right into the good stuff. Okay, so here are some immediate steps anyone can take to get their personal finances in shape. First, create a budget. I know, it sounds basic, but tracking income and expenses is the foundation. You gotta know where your money is going before you can make it work for you. Second, build an emergency fund. Aim for at least 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. This gives you a cushion and prevents you from going into debt when unexpected expenses pop up. Next, tackle high-interest debt. Credit cards, personal loans, that kind of stuff. Paying these off quickly can save you a ton in interest and free up cash flow. And finally, automate your savings. Set up automatic transfers to a savings or investment account. Even small amounts add up over time, and it builds a habit of paying yourself first. It's all about getting those basics locked down.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that a lot. And I think that it's really important that we tackle those high interest things first, like credit cards. And maybe we don't need to get into it yet, but something that we do two main things. Three. So this is not a religious podcast, and I don't care what religion people are or anything like that. But there's some universal law that's written. I don't know how or who or what wrote it, but tithing is actually really important. So even, old ancient knowledge books like the Bhagavad Gita and obviously the Bible and stuff talks about tithing. Tithing is actually very important to us. When we pay our tithing, things just seem to do a lot better for us. So that's one thing that we do. Another thing we do is we pay ourselves first, and I do that through Swan Bitcoin. So that pulls out of our bank account weekly. It's not a huge amount, but just a little bit. Not even enough that we really notice. That helps us out a lot. And then another one, I had the founders of Casa Shares, so McKay Francis and Mirza Beg. They were on the podcast, and they run an app and a website called Casa Shares. And you're actually able to take a little amount of money and put it into real estate. So those are things that have helped us with our personal finances. So maybe I'm getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but you had mentioned putting a little bit away in an emergency fund. That's how we do it.
That's fantastic. I love those strategies. Tithing is such an interesting and powerful concept. Whether it's a spiritual practice or a way to cultivate a mindset of giving and abundance, it can have a huge impact on how we approach our finances. And automating those contributions to Bitcoin through Swan or getting into real estate via a platform like Casa Shares, those are super smart moves. They're practical ways to invest and save that don't require huge amounts of cash upfront. It's all about leveraging the tools and platforms available to us to make consistent, small moves that add up big over time. Really cool to hear how you're making it work in real life.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So that's how we're making it work. Please give listeners some other ideas on what they can do to get their personal finances in order as quickly as possible.
You got it. Here are a few more ideas that can help listeners get their personal finances in order quickly. 1, cut unnecessary expenses. Take a hard look at subscriptions, dining out, or other recurring expenses that can be trimmed. Even small cuts can free up cash for saving or paying down debt. 2, boost your income. Look for ways to make a little extra cash, like freelancing, selling unused items, or even picking up a side gig. Extra income can accelerate your financial goals. 3, automate bill payments. This helps avoid late fees and keeps your credit score healthy, which is super important for getting good rates on loans or credit in the future. 4, invest in yourself. Take a course, learn a new skill, or get a certification. Anything that can increase your earning potential is a great investment. 5, use financial apps. Apps like Mint, YNAB, You Need a Budget, or even your bank's app can help you stay on top of your finances and make smarter money decisions. All practical, actionable steps that can make a big difference in no time.
Yeah, I love that. Subscriptions are such an interesting thing because it's just so easy. You download an app and it gives you a free week, but if you forget to cancel it, then all of a sudden you've got a $7.99 a week charge that comes out, and all of a sudden that turns into 20 of those, and it's pretty crazy. Same thing with Netflix and Amazon and everything like that. So I would definitely recommend to people to really dive into that and take a look, because so when I said that we put a little bit every week into Swan, if I just choose to not eat out twice a week, that money that goes into Swan is money that I just would have chosen to eat out with. And all of a sudden, 3-4 years later, you're sitting on a really large nest egg. And that emergency fund is extremely important. So I think it's pretty practical and it's pretty easy to see how we can cut expenses. But then I also think it's important that people, and it's actually, you mentioned it, starting some type of side hustle. And that's really one of my main businesses is helping people start businesses and actually implement AI into their business to make it more efficient and more profitable. What are some ideas for listeners that they can start a side hustle today? Not anything that requires a lot of technical skills, just something that they can use, a skill that they already have to start bringing in some extra money.
Oh, this is fun. There are so many cool side hustles people can start without needing a ton of technical skills. Here are a few ideas that can get folks started right away. 1. Freelance writing or editing. If someone enjoys writing, they can start offering their services on platforms like Upwork or Fiverr. There's always demand for content creation, blog posts, or even proofreading. 2. Online tutoring or coaching. Got a skill or expertise in a subject? People are always looking for help with things like language learning, math, music, or even fitness. Sites like Wyzant or VIP Kid are great places to start. 3. Selling homemade or crafted goods. If someone's handy with crafts, they can sell handmade items on platforms like Etsy. Think jewelry, home decor, or custom artwork. 4. Pet sitting or dog walking. Animal lovers can offer pet services in their local area. Apps like Rover make it easy to connect with pet owners who need a hand. 5. Virtual assistant. If someone's organized and good with tasks like email management, scheduling, or data entry, they can offer their services as a virtual assistant. Tons of small businesses need this kind of help. The great thing is, a lot of these can be started with just a bit of time and effort, and they can grow into something pretty awesome.
So not everything that you said, but honestly, a lot of the things that you said, AI can be a tool in all of that. So I used to, and I still do for SWAT teams and military, but I used to do fitness and nutrition programming for individuals. And I would spend hours going through their data and figuring this out and getting it online for them. And today I use AI a lot because it can analyze everything so much faster. And I'm always very open and honest with people that I am using AI to help with their programs. But when you say proofreading and editing and fitness and writing and all of this, AI is such an incredible tool. So if people want to get started earning some of this side hustle money, how can they use AI to really amp up and make this all a little more efficient and easy?
Oh, you're speaking my language. AI can be such a game changer for side hustles. Here's how folks can leverage AI to get ahead. First off, for freelance writing and editing, AI tools like Grammarly or even ChatGPT can help draft, proofread, and improve content super quickly. They can speed up the creative process and make it easier to deliver polished work. For fitness and nutrition coaching, AI can analyze data, track progress, and even personalize plans for clients in a fraction of the time. Platforms like MyFitnessPal and Chronometer are already doing this, but having an AI assistant like ChatGPT to help tailor advice is next level. So online tutoring or coaching, AI can help create lesson plans, generate practice problems, or even provide instant feedback. It's like having a personal assistant that never sleeps. And for virtual assistants or selling handmade goods, AI can help with everything from managing schedules and automating customer emails to generating ideas for new products. It's like having a little digital helper that can tackle the repetitive stuff so you can focus on the creative and human side of things. Basically, AI is like having a super smart assistant that can handle the heavy lifting, freeing you up to focus on the parts of your side hustle that really need that personal touch. Pretty awesome, right?
Yeah, it's great. Now, what are some platforms that people can use to start selling these services?
Perfect question. There are so many great platforms out there, and each one has its own strengths. For freelance writing, editing, or virtual assistant work, platforms like Upwork and Fiverr are fantastic starting points. They have huge audiences, and you can set up a profile, showcase your skills, and start connecting with clients right away. For tutoring or coaching, Wyzant is a great platform for connecting with students, and Teachable or Thinkific are awesome if you want to create and sell your own courses. For selling crafts or handmade goods, Etsy is the go-to marketplace. It's super user-friendly and has a massive customer base looking for unique, creative products. If someone's into pet sitting or dog walking, Rover is a fantastic platform to get started. It's easy to set up a profile and start connecting with pet owners in your area. And for general services like virtual assistants, TaskRabbit is awesome for local, hands-on gigs, and Thumbtack can be great for a variety of freelance services. These platforms make it easy to get started, find clients, and build a reputation. And the best part is they handle a lot of the logistics so you can focus on doing what you love.
Yeah, I love that. So this was not a very long episode, but I do think it's important. Whether we are in a recession or not, we need to be focusing on our own personal finances, get our personal finances in order, and then start to really dive deep into our mind, find something that you're good at, something that you're passionate about, something that the world needs, and something that can make you money. That's called your ikigai. Find those things and turn it into a side hustle or a full-time gig so that we can thrive in times of difficulty. So I appreciate everybody for listening. Again, it's just a shorter episode, but it was important to me to kind of get out there and use AI. Use AI as a tool. Start having conversations with it, and it can really help refine your ideas so that you can thrive. And that's what it's all about. I really believe that everybody in the world can thrive. We don't need to have this large division of billionaires and poor people. We really can thrive all together. So thank you guys for listening. Please like and subscribe if you have enjoyed all of these, and there are definitely more to come. So thank you and have a great day.